Embarrassing. My God. And welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Studio. Impact Power Sports online at impactpowersportsmi.com. They are in Rockford, Michigan, and a fantastic place to get a brand new golf cart. Maybe an Easy Go is in your future. Perhaps a Yamaha golf cart, snowmobile, go-kart. Oh, my God, if I had a go-kart when I was a kid. Side-by-sides, ATVs, UTVs, e-bikes, scooters, you name it. If it moves you and you have fun, they have it at Impact Power Sports. They're in Rockford, Michigan along 14 Mile Road. Fantastic family-run business. Rest in peace to my old mouse. Look, say it, do it. Yesterday on this show, people were giving me a hard time because there was something wrong with the old one, and it would make the noise repeatedly of when you plug in and unplug a USB. So last week I narrowed down that this was the problem in this zone right here. So the plan was to go get a new one. And I wasn't left with a choice because I was messing with this thing enough that I actually made it so it doesn't work at all. So that's that. It's gone. We are in business. I like to use the corded mouse. So I always buy a corded one. Most people use like a wireless one, but I have one of those. But I hated it because it always seemed like there was some degree of lag, or it would like crap out at the worst time. So I said I want it hardwired into the PC. You can get these things for $9. My God! All right, there's your little tech tidbit with your old pal Easy. We have a new person here, and that is Jason Terry. And that was his question. How did you not have a wireless mouse? Yeah, I don't care for them because of the reason that I just talked about. It's annoying. And Jason says, noob alert. So I'm assuming you're referring to yourself being new on Twitch, right? Am I getting this right? I mean, because you said noob alert. All right. So were you talking about yourself or me? Okay, now I got it. This is all fucked up. He's not a noob. He's saying I was the noob because of the fucked up start to my show where the music started and then it stopped and then it started. And sorry. I might be running a little bit like on fumes today based on what we've witnessed in the first handful of minutes of this show. Frankly. Tyler says a wireless mouse has to have a battery, and that's an extra pain in the ass. Bob asks me if I'm running a trackball, too. Those were the type of device that it had that little ball on it. You had to have a special mouse pad, and then dirt would get on it and get all fucked up. No, I got an actual laser, so shut up. J-Dog, that would be, Jason says, that new camera is insane. Like, I can see your nose hairs. Oh, no, don't tell me that. Okay? I'm very sensitive to that sort of stuff. Like, can you really? Now I got to, like, push them back in. Please tell me you're kidding. Yeah, the camera is fantastic. It's like $150. It's not bad at all. I got it for Christmas. Okay. Off and running. Now, we have a lot to get to today on this show. And Amanda says, no, you got that sexy Armenian nose. Well, thank you. You're very sweet. By the way, I hope you're doing okay, Amanda. She was a little bit disappointed in herself yesterday by only having a weight loss of 1.6 pounds. But remember, you're still down 15 in 5 weeks, average of 3, about. That's where Jeremy is averaging right now, who's been at it for almost 25 weeks. So just keep at it. You're doing great. Next Monday, you could very well be below 300. And I know to some of you folks like, oh, my God, 300, how the fuck? Yeah, you know, I mean, it happens. Not everybody is in the best shape. The point is, she is grinding. And now, several weeks into this fucking adventure, and I haven't, okay, this is all based on just me talking about you. It's amazing what can happen to a person when all you do is, encourage them. Like all of these folks, 4 people, 3 ladies, 1 dude, to be just me talking about it. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm not telling them, yeah, you got to go walk for this amount of time. You got to eat this food. You got to do that. They're doing it all on their own, and all I'm doing is encouraging them to keep it up, you know. And when they do well, I'm like, oh, that's fucking fantastic. And when sometimes they'll fuck it all up and they have a bad week, and then usually it's accompanied by a list of excuses. And I usually just say, yeah, you know, it wasn't this, it wasn't that. It was just you decided not to do it. And more often than not, they do it. Jeremy, who's one of these sweet souls who's dropping tons of weight via hard work and making appropriate choices on what the person is eating. That's it. No pills, no medicine. Time plus effort equals success. Easy. Boom. Jeremy says, I had a meeting. 3 people came up to me and said, are you losing weight? My God. Yeah, when you drop 65.3 in 22 weeks, you're going to get that. I'm so stoked for you guys, really. I mean, Amanda says, I miss that, Jeremy. Oh, it's coming. It's coming, Amanda. And, you know, one of the side effects of this is when you lose a ton of weight, you are improving your attractiveness. And when you improve your attractiveness, a better quality of individual is going to try to hit on you to sample your privates at some point. So you are really, really taking the bull by the horns when it comes to improving your love life, which is a strong assist for your mental health. So, like, where Amanda is right now, she'd be like, oh, God, I don't want to take that guy home. He's standing on the side of the road holding the sign and just shit in his pants. That's what she's faced with now. When she drops the weight, she will be able to choose from all sorts of different fresh dong in and around the dating areas. Rebecca is also, she describes herself as single and ready to mingle. Now, typically, when a person uses those words, that means that there is some degree of horniness that needs to be taken care of. So she also is well aware of improving the opportunities here. That is good. Nikki, I don't know Nikki's current levels of desire. She hasn't shared that with me. Jeremy, I can just say for sure that he's ready to pork because he's a dude. Rebecca says, I will crush them with my thighs. That's the other thing. She has a real handle on like the exercise portion of this because she's always, as she's has described it, she's always been quite active and done a lot of strength training over the years. And she's 5'9", and her goal weight is 200. So just for comparison, that is just a few pounds lighter than Saquon Barkley. So, and the same height. So there's a very good chance that you would be dealing with this strapping, strong woman who, you know, could be one of the fucking Avengers. So you better hope. I mean, Saquon Barkley is chiseled like a goddamn goddess. Or a god, not a goddess. Rebecca Tophus says, yeah, it would be like a Xena, like a fucking warrior princess or some shit. Nick says that would be like wrestling a bear. Now, you stick with me, Rebecca, and I can help this scenario for you because, hang on. Being that right now, you got 87.7 pounds to your goal, and that Jeremy in 22 weeks has dropped 65, you can be knocking on the door of it in 22 weeks. So in like the summertime. So if you're knocking on that door, that means that various dudes will be knocking on your back door because of the impact that losing that weight will have on your dating choices. So now that's not really my department. I'm sure you've got that covered. I'm just trying to encourage you to keep going for what you have in store. Because where you are right now, you would be like Amanda and would not be happy with your sexual partner. You know, the guy would be on top of you looking like he got mauled by a dog or something. It'd be a real disaster. You cannot have that. Tophus is here. I think Tophus might want to get... Do you want to get involved at some point in the Fatathon that we describe this as? Because I think that everybody could use a tune-up. And the way this goes is this. You just commit to Fatathon. You set your goal weight, and then you update me once a week, and then I take care of the rest. I use your weight loss as content. Rebecca says it is the inches I want to get rid of, tone the muscle. No, without a doubt. And you said you already lost 2. So this is going to be fantastic. I'm really happy for all of you guys, or ladies and guy. You know what I mean. When I say guys, collectively, I mean people. Tophus says I'd have to weigh myself, but yeah, I can hop on that. Okay. Now, I've had plenty of success in encouraging people to do this. So you gotta work. This is not easy. But the benefits are life-changing. All right? I think you're still a relatively young man. You're probably in your 30s. I don't know your age. But we could all use a tune-up, to be sure. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up on Thursday, we have another Big Fraud Thursday, where Ben Glaze and myself will get together and starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Patreon. We have two shows to do. 6 p.m. Eastern is Who Are These Free Beers? Show number 44. Followed by the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, I believe show number 183. All told, 6 p.m. to 7 is one show. 7 to about 8:15, 8:30 is the second show. So that is how our Thursday is going to be occupied. Special thanks to Aram months ago, who suggested that Who Are These Free Beers become a weekly show. It's our best pitch. Ben Glaze is here right now. He says, never forget the dishwasher segment. And I actually posted about that today. And I will get into a preview clip for this week's Who Are These Free Beers in just a second. But I was actually going over some of my clips to post or to talk about for Who Are These Free Beers this week, and I noticed that not that long ago, just a couple of weeks ago, January 28th, a couple of weeks ago, the first 3 or 4 segments of their show, they play old shit. And we have referenced this so many times in a mocking fashion that this show that was once must listen. All right. It was must listen when we started in June of 2004, and it was must listen up until February 12th, 2016. That was the day that I was fired. From that point on, there is nothing memorable about that show. Like if you were to go back off the top of your head and list all the great moments when it was easy, free beer and hot wings, with Joe chiming in and doing stunts, they're enormous. You have a long list. From February 12th, 2016 to now, you could maybe mention or come up with like 2 or 3 segments that were like, I had to sit in my car and I had to keep listening. And those segments were ones like when Joe got bailed out of jail, or Joe, they announced that he was fired or whatever, or he retired or whatever the fuck. You cannot deny this. This is an undeniable fact. Palindromes, Teddy Bear's Last Ride, I Got a Pillow for Valentine's Day, Easy Sweater Beat Up, Royal Wedding, Lindsay Lohan Freedom Machine, Joe going to Gary, Indiana, outside of Michael Jackson's boyhood home, being on TV. Tophus says Celestial Excitement. Dad, I gotta go! Madison screaming into the phone over her DS case. The Everyday Hot Wings beat-ups. Double wrap bread. All the stunts. Seriously. There's nothing pertinent in a story arc fashion on that show these days. It sucks. All right? Aram says, Joe Carney, the psychic, the most important interview ever. All the intern views, most important interview ever. A cat flexing, goddammit, holy shit. Nowadays, we debate dishwasher loading norms. Not only did they do it on the air, now it's a best of segment that they play from time to time. Wow. We debate dishwashing norms. Dishwasher loading norms. I describe this as the radio industry's 9/11. Never forget. Stu writes, radio's dead anyway. Listen to the radio's dead. Anyway, listen to the Elemento podcast where I talk about hand drying dishes. Yeah, that's Stu McAllister, who I think Stu is in the running. Wasn't he in the running for best comic in all of Grand Rapids? I wonder who won that. Tophus says that when you played the Fat Albert theme song when they had Al Roker on, Freebeer was so mad. Yeah, I know. That's why it was great. That's the only reason. I often said, yeah, there's no reason to remember an Al Roker interview. Otherwise, there's nothing interesting about it other than picking on him about being fucking fat. By the way, I saw Al the other day on he's like on the cover of a book. He actually looked better when he was fat. Rich writes, I made a post on Reddit asking the segment 18, or on Facebook, asking the segment 18 page, what is the most memorable bit Freeburn Hot Wings has done in the past 10 years, and they all were Eric Zane related. Anyway, by the way, tomorrow is 9-year fireversary. Oh, yes! 9-year fireversary, 9-year fireversary, 9-year fireversary, 9-year fireversary. So I have a preview of this week's Who Are These Free Beers? And this one, let's see, I got to make sure I have the clip. That would help. Ben Glaze is going to pull his clips. Mine, I actually went back into, because I'm constantly reviewing old shows. And so there's usually dozens of clips that I have ready to go. And this one was from just a handful of days ago, that same show that they replayed, How Do You Load the Dishwasher? And from time to time, they will do a segment, and they call it Random Questions. And they try to pull it off and saying that the audience has been reaching out with questions for them to answer. But in reality, they're like pulled off of Reddit. Now, they can make up their own questions and make them interesting. I mean, if you're going to go ahead and pull questions off of Reddit and make it seem like an audience member asked it, a couple things. First of all, you could find one that's interesting, or not use Reddit at all and make it up out of thin air and say so-and-so from Albany texted in, and then you write it. But no, they go with something from the internet that's absolutely piss poor, boring, and mundane. It's the least amount of effort possible in doing a segment. It already is fucked up that it's fucking fake, but, I mean, I guess in a pinch, nobody has to know that. But they've said themselves that, yeah, we're just reading questions off the goddamn internet. All right, so why bother? Why bother making anything up when you've got such riveting things to discuss like this? This actually happened on the show. This is a random question.
How about this one? Me and my girlfriend are supposed to go to prom in June, and she already went dress shopping. I have a salmon color suit that I wanted to wear, but she got a baby blue dress. Is that okay?
Okay. What a fucking pile of shit that is. And they all have, like, actual advice. They're all, like, seriously answering the question. Now, if I'm in there, I'm like, how can I make this shit pile funny? What can I do to make it interesting? The one thing I know that I can't do is actually give them an honest answer. Well, I think it's I don't know. It might not match for the pictures. You know, why would you? What do you have to say about something like that? I mean, that's really giving the rest of the crew a losing hand. Or is it? No, not at all. Because you've got Maitland there to really go hard in the paint and give an answer. Now, this is a legitimate answer. Now, she can't do anything on that show. She's not funny. She's boring. She's dumb as fuck. But I guess she's got some fashion sense because she opens up here.
Do I suck it up and deal with it or have a conversation with her and her parents about it? Help.
Do neither. Here's what you do. Get a sense of style. Here you go. Salmon suit. Baby blue either shirt or tie or whatever accessories you wear with it.
Boutonniere,
Boutonniere.
That's still a thing.
Make sure that, that she gets you baby blue flowers in your boutonniere and you get her like some salmon color flowers in her corsage. There's a way to make a beautiful color combination there.
What the fuck? Wow. Chris says, yeah, a high school kid for sure listens to Gregory. Jeremy writes, what kind of dude wears a pink suit? That would have been a great question. Now, this goes on for several minutes with them, breaking it down. No one actually says anything that could be funny. What kind of man, what kind of dude wears a pink suit? That would have been great. Or it would have been better. I don't know if it would have been great, but at least you're trying there to make it funny. Holy shit. Murder Lover Linda says no one in their audience goes to prom. Chris points out he's looking for things to get Maitland involved. The creep. Tophus says this is not riveting. My God. Tophus says they might as well pull shit from Chat GPT. All right. So just so you know, the full show is going to be on my Patreon. And you can get it as it happens, when it's happening, live on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. For free. In order to get it, you got to go to patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for a 7-day free trial. All right. And then you can enjoy the show. Now, the way to really make sure that you don't inadvertently get charged here, and I'd like to explain this to people, sign up for 7 days free, immediately cancel. It's all there, written out. You just got to read. Cancel it then. And then you're still going to have access for the 7 days. I do that because I want you to try it, and I don't want you to maybe you really don't like it and you were planning on canceling it. I don't want to inadvertently charge you. I only want to charge you if you really want the content, and you will. You'll love it. I post new material up there, not just Who Are These Free Beers, every single day. So go to patreon.com/Eric Zane. It makes for a great accompaniment to this podcast. I do a couple hours here every day, ballpark, powered by sponsors. It's free. Then I do extra content on Patreon that is driven by your dollars. $5 a month for all the audio, $10 a month for audio, video, and live streams. What else was I going to talk about with that? Oh, and then after the 7 days, if you like it, just go back into your account and re-enable your card, and then I'll charge you appropriately. Okay. Meanwhile, there's also an opportunity there for you. If you go to patreon.com/Eric Zane, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to talk about that yet because I don't know if I have it ready. Forget that I even said that. It's about Dude Shadoway. Because if all of you already have memberships, you get the entire Dude Shadoway catalog in there. I don't talk about that much. So that's something to think about, too. When you sign up for the free one, you click on Dude Shadoway, and you've got all the interviews that are right there. Let's see. Okay. If you are watching the show on Facebook or on YouTube, I'm going to kick you out. Head over to Twitch for the rest of the show. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, and there I am. You get the show uninterrupted on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. It's just the first part of this show. The rest of it is on Twitch. You can also download the Twitch app. Twitch. Download the Twitch app and then search Eric Zane Live. I know that's a lot, but that's basically how we do it. Okay. Thank you very much for being part of this show so far.